ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಹಾ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹಾ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. ಇದು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್. ಹಾ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಸರ್. ಹಾ ಸರ್. ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾ ಸರ್. ಇವು ಸೌಂಡ್ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೌಂಡ್ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಅದು? ಸರಿ ಸರ್ ಸರಿ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಇಬ್ರು ವಿಜಿಲ್. ಎಸ್ ಸರ್. ಎಸ್ ಸರ್. ಎಸ್ ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಓ ಇರಲಿ ಸರ್. ಇರಲಿ ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ ವರ್ಷದ UPI ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಇರಲಿ ಸರ್. ಹಾಂ ಸರ್. ಬೇಡ ಸರ್. ಏನು ಬೇಡ ನಾನು ಬೆಳ ಸರ್ ಬೇಡ 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 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಾಗಲಿ. ಅದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇವ್ರ ಬೇರೆ ಒಣಪ್ರಿಯ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ. ಸೊ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಾಗ. ಹಾಂ ಸರ್. ಹಾಂ ಹಾಂ ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಈಗೇನು ಹೊಸ ಇದು ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಹಾಕೋರೆ. ಈಗ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋರೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಅದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅದು ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಹೌದು 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 ಹೌದು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೊಸ 2 ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದಲ್ಲ, CS ಅದು 2 ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅದು ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಸರ್ ಸರ್ ಹೌದು. ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್?
Good morning, everybody.
ನೋಡಿದೆ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದೆ.
I welcome you all to the special day we are celebrating on part of the Teachers' Day celebration, Sikshak Park. On this day, I'm very happy to welcome our guest speaker of the day, Dr. KANMANI BUDDHI. So Dr. KANMANI BUDDHI today is going to deliver a talk on NEP 2020. So as you all know, the Indian academics is having a major phase shift in terms of NEP 2020, and it would be a very beneficial lecture today. I welcome you all once again to join with the lecture. Now I request Dr. Nahendra, acting principal today, to give the opening remarks. sir, please.
ನೋಡಿ ನೀವು
Very good morning to one and all present here. Namaste, madam. Dr. Kanmani,
Namaste.
madam. Namaste.
Namaste.
At the outset,
ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ
I take this opportunity to wish all the faculty members who are present in this meeting
ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿ
a very, very, very happy Teachers' Day, though belated, because we are celebrating this whole week as Shikshak Parva. I hope it is not irrelevant to greet for whole of this week all the contributions of all the faculty members of all the
ಗೂಗಲ್
institutes
ಮೀಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರಲ್ಲ
towards making our student fraternity a very, very productive, successful, valuable one.
ನಾವು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು
At the instructions of AICT and VTU, as most of you may be aware, this Shikshak Parv is being commemorated, and unique activities in the form of debates, in the form of essay competitions, in the form of various lecture forums of this kind is being arranged at various institutes, and we are also very happy that Saramveti also has taken the initiative to organize some very unique programs. Yesterday, in fact, we have had essay competitions on the contributions of Indian teachers. Tomorrow, once again, we will have one more webinar on the contribution of Indian scholars, and various philosophies towards mathematics from the Indian knowledge systems. And today we are very privileged to have Dr. Kanmani Madam, who will be talking to us on this very unique transition that is happening, as Professor Dr. Kavita rightly mentioned, that a unique transition that is happening in the educational system in the form of this national educational policy. And it is very valuable for all the teachers to not only appreciate but imbibe the philosophies of NEP and inculcate and implement some of them, which we all believe very firmly will be a very big transition in the field of education and contribute immensely to the overall productivity and the performance of students. And as we have been now discussing in the form of outcome-based education, the philosophy is now shifting towards student-centric, learning-centric activity. And I am sure we have a veteran madam who will enlighten us the role of teachers, and it will be very apt for us to understand as part of this Shikshak Parva, to appreciate the concepts of NEP so that we can do justice to the whole philosophy of NEP. With this introductory remarks, once again, I extend a very cordial welcome to Madam and all the faculty members part of the meeting. Thanks for participating. I'm sure it will be a very
Thank you, sir.
You
Thank
also,
you for giving the opening remarks. Dr. Kanmani is an icon in OBE, and now she is becoming a pioneer in NEP also. I would request Mrs. Savita Harkode to introduce Dr. Kanmani.
Thank you, madam. Myself, Savita Harkode, introducing today's respected speaker, Dr. KANMANI BUDDHI, Professor, MTech, PhD. Dr. B. Kanmani obtained her bachelor's in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Nagarjuna University in 1997, done MTech in Digital Communication from Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur in 1990, and her PhD from the Indian Institute of Science, IISc Bangalore in the year 2006. She has been with BMS College of Engineering, Bangalore since 1995, and her publications in the domain of signal processing education, and engineering education. She has personally presented papers in IEEE, supported conferences in Singapore, Dubai, Florida, and Arizona. She has delivered lectures on the course Signal Systems during VTU EDSAT Program 10. She has successfully completed AICT-funded MODROPS and the IIPC projects. She has published a book on effective implementation of OBE leading to accreditation through the IST WPLP AICT project. She has uploaded few lectures on digital signal processing and outcome-based education on her YouTube link channel, Kanmani's Lectures. She has served as the head of the Department Telecommunication Engineering, a position held for more than a decade. She has steered the department to an effective implementation of outcome-based education. She handles the undergraduate courses on signal processing and communication. Teaching is her passion, and she constantly strives to improve her delivery and assessment methods. Her prior employment as a teaching faculty with the Todumal Shan College of Engineering, Mumbai, and KL College of Engineering, Guntur. She is a senior member IEEE Fellow IETE and Life Member ISTE. We welcome you, Madam. Thank you. No word to Madam only.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you for the introduction. And I thank Professor Nagendra for the opening remarks. And I thank Kavita Madam for the complete initiative and inviting me. It's nice to see some familiar participants whom I have met earlier. It's a good, and I also find that the participants are from various departments. Let me try to present my view of the NEP. But before proceeding, I would like to. We cannot jump directly into NEP. Of course, we have to go through the existing processes. And as mentioned by Professor Nagendra in the opening remarks, we shall see what role a teacher can play in this whole process. What's the role of a faculty as an individual faculty? How we can contribute to the implementation of NEP. So I'll try to start my presentation. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So in this mode, I cannot see the chat option. So in case there are any questions, kindly speak out and so that I can hear. I mean, once I'm made in this format, I'm not able to have an access to the chat window. So before proceeding, I would like to acknowledge Sir MBIT for giving me this opportunity. They've invited me earlier. I have visited the institution in person, and today I'm delivering this online mode. And of course, in pandemic, we got introduced to this online mode of teaching. But now, once we are back again online, it's good to be in this blended mode where we do some in person and some online. And it's really commendable to note that the institution is celebrating the Teachers' Day through a series of events, and I'm one of the given an opportunity on a day. And I acknowledge the environment, the ambience that exists in BMS College of Engineering, the contribution from each one of them, faculty and student, and of course the management. The association with NBA, when we started the outcome-based education, the series of training programs that NBA organized on OBE helped us understand OBE. And also participating in the conference that NBA organizes once every 2 years, the World Summit for Accreditation, that helped further enhance the awareness of the engineering pedagogy. And of course, we have been associated with the Indo-US collaboration for engineering education. And this also the association has helped tremendously in actually having international, opportunity to listen and learn from international academic experts. And what I present today is purely a personal understanding, and I do not represent the collective policies or opinion of BMS College or NBA or IUCA. It's purely a personal understanding of the process. Once again, I mean, it's really nice to see that the college, Sir MBIT, is organizing this Shikshak Parv, and then they're opening this series to faculty from other institutions as well. I once again congratulate them, the college management, for this initiative. And how I have planned my talk is we start off with outcome-based education because that is there, and that also has to evolve further. I mean, though we are into outcome-based education since many years, we are still to really truly embrace it in the right sense. And of course, OBE comes with Bloom program outcomes and Bloom's taxonomy. The reason I include these two topics is because we do find today there is a lot of efforts in trying to align to Bloom's taxonomy, program outcomes, and in the whole process, a lot of efforts are getting going in not at the right direction. And then we will see how the NEP 2020 aligns with how can we continue with outcome-based education and also try to adopt the good practices of NEP 2020. And of course, everything happens through the curriculum, and hence we shall see how we can do small initiatives towards embracing the NEP through the curriculum that is there. So this is how we shall go about, and it is just a small step. NEP 2020 is a long way to really see the actual benefits of NEP 2020. It takes many years, but we can commence through small initiatives as an individual and at the department or at the college level. So now just a quick walk through outcome-based education. Of course, all the participants I can see here are already into outcome-based education, and I'm sure this may be a redundant information, but for completeness, I thought we have to start with outcomes-based education. And coming to the definition, of course, all of us know that OBE is the process of trying to develop the outcomes that are defined by NBA, and through the in every student that who joins our program. And why do we do our OBE? It's because India has become a member of the Washington Accord, and a recognition that India got in 2014. And hence now students who graduate from accredited programs will have now global recognition. So this is one significant step in the engineering education of the country. And because we are looking at a global recognition and global acceptance, there is a need for us to introduce the globally recognized or essential attributes, and all these attributes are introduced to us through the program outcomes defined by NBA. So we need not put in the efforts of trying to find what are the global attributes, what is required for global recognition. This task is taken care by the National Board of Accreditation, who have defined clearly the program outcomes for various programs, and hence all our effort is just in developing the outcomes defined by NBA. And it is essential that we try to develop it in every student. That is most important. It is not that few students perform extremely well because of their ability and their self motivation. Here we have the responsibility of developing every student who joins our program. And of course, as a byproduct or as an additional benefit of implementing the outcome-based education, it leads to student improvement and it leads to accreditation of the program. And and today, if we see, we are all aware, the typical undergraduate engineering SAR has 10 criteria, and out of the 10, we have the initial 7 criteria, which is common, which is for the department or for the program, and then we have 3 criteria which are common at the across the college. So in college offers a system, the governance, institutional support, etc., and of course opportunities for students and first year academics. These 3 components come across for the for and are common for all programs. And today, if we see the SAR, there is mention of the NEP. I mean, at least when evaluators come for accreditation process, the NBA evaluators are going to ask what is the initiative by the institution towards NEP. And if we look at the SAR of the second cycle that is available on the NBA portal, clearly the NEP is mentioned at two locations where we have the curriculum being discussed, or the criteria on the curriculum definitely requires the details about NEP, and hence the outcome-based education, accreditation, and NEP are all together. So OBE is something we know and we are aware of it. So now let's, and of course, as mentioned, we have the criteria at the program level, and it's a loop. Once we start implementing it in the right direction, then it leads to improvement both in the student input and as well as the student performance. And all this happens because of contribution by faculty. So as it was mentioned in the opening remarks, it is contribution by faculty. Faculty are the significant stakeholders who are going to implement outcome-based education. Similarly, faculty become the primary component, a significant component in the NEP implementation as well. And we can map these components to the program level criteria, the 7 criteria of the NBA SAR. And once we implement outcome-based education, we are going to see a significant improvement in the student performance. So we are going to see an improvement in the in their placement, the ranking, the performance in the competitive exam. They are going to qualify GATE, for example, the awards and recognition that the student receives. And of course, this is a loop. Once students do well, then the news is going to spread, the peer perception enhances, and then the quality of students who are going to join the program also improves. And so it's a cycle, like quality breeds quality. So it's a continuous improvement because of the academic processes and because of contribution by faculty. So now, any question here? Any question? Okay, I continue. So now let us just quickly see the program outcomes for various programs. And if you see here, the program outcomes defined for the diploma program, we have 7 of them. We have knowledge, we have analysis, we have tools, we have project management, lifelong learning. If we look at the MCA program, once again, we have knowledge, analysis, we have ethics, we have communication, lifelong learning. They also have innovation and entrepreneurship. If we look at the MBA program, we have the set of program outcomes defined for the MBA program. And we have the pharmacy program, and then we have we can look at expected skills of the law, of a course in law. Coming to the outcomes for the engineering program, the MTech program, we have only 3 outcomes defined, with the significant emphasis on research and ability to write documents. And the third one, the third program outcome for MTech, if you see, this covers the entire set of 12 program outcomes that we have seen at the undergraduate level. And of course, these outcomes are common, and our focus will be looking at the reason why we put as NEP is going to look at a holistic education, and hence we need to collaborate with other faculty from other programs and other institutions, and that is why there is a need to know about other programs as well. And we are aware that these program outcomes are identical for both Tier 1 and Tier 2 institutions. And they're also common for all engineering programs. And because they are common for all engineering programs, NBA has given a provision to define additional outcomes known as the program specific outcomes. So the program specific outcomes become in addition to the existing program outcomes. So this we are all aware of. So just for completeness is included here. So now how does a program specific outcome look like if we just take an example, because this is to add on to the list of 12. So if I had another 2 or 3 program specific outcomes, this becomes 12 plus 3. So I need to structure my education such that 12 plus 3, 15 outcomes are addressed through the teaching learning process. So now how do we write a program specific outcome? It is written such that a reader can identify the name of the program because it is specific to the program. So for example, if we see here, we have apply software engineering principles and practices to provide software solutions, design and develop network, mobile, web-based computational systems under realistic constraints, and design efficient algorithms and develop effective code. Now, if I have this as a program specific outcomes, can we guess the name of the program? Can we have any answers?
Computer science and engineering.
Very good, very good. Yes. So it is computer science and engineering. So that becomes extremely important in the program specific outcome. When we write the PSO, we should be able to recognize the name of the program. So as mentioned, it is computer science. And similarly, now if I take this next example, identify and select appropriate manufacturing processes, tooling, machinery, and apply quality control methods.
Mechanical engineering.
Very good, very good, very good. So this is an example for mechanical engineering program. So because it's a program specific outcomes. So let us see, identify, select appropriate manufacturing processes, tooling, machinery, design mechanical engineering systems, apply classical principles. So these are some examples of PSO, and as you were able to rightly recognize the name of the program. So now what has happened? Now see, let us have a small pause here. NBA has defined 12 program outcomes, as we can see on the right side. And we had the opportunity to define additional program specific outcomes. Let me go back to them. If I look here, identify, select, design, apply, or if I look at my PSOs of the computer science program, apply software engineering principles, provide software solution, design, develop, design efficient code. Now my question is, even though NBA has given us opportunity to define additional program specific outcomes, did we really define new outcomes and did we address new skills? Can someone answer? Did we really develop new additional skills? Did we develop new outcomes? Yes or no?
No.
No. Very good. We have not defined. What we did was we took apply knowledge, design, and we designed mechanical systems. We applied mechanical knowledge and designed a mechanical system and or a computer science program. So even though we only advantage was we were able to identify the name of the program, but we did not actually define additional program additional outcomes. We only took the outcomes defined by NBA and we aligned it to our program. So we could have actually explored additional outcomes through our program specific outcomes. For example, we could have put an emphasis on research. We could have put an emphasis on entrepreneurial skill. And we could have attempted trying to develop the multidisciplinary environment or the skill in our student. We could have also focused on the emotional quotient or the interpersonal skills in our student. And the emotional quotient, interpersonal skill, and these are going to be these are emphasized even at the global level, because these are attributes highly essential for our students. So we can rethink on our program specific outcomes. If we have added about two outcomes specific to the program for say mechanical engineering, let us explore whether we can add additional program specific outcomes to actually develop additional skills in the student, and that leads to an overall holistic development of a student. So this becomes essential. Otherwise, we have not actually defined new outcomes, even though NBA has given the provision. So yes, just OB is nothing but trying to develop the POs and the PSOs in all our student. And this is another component. It's good to have this quantified. I mean, this is just a sample. If you see here, what we are telling is, we are telling that we are looking at our students, because when we are looking at establishing processes for our education, engineering education, we need to measure everything, and it's good to quantify so that we know where we are leading to. So what these are percentages that can change. So immediately at the time of graduation is the green color transition, whereas we have after 3 years of graduation, what our alumni are going to do, because alumni become the most important stakeholders and help us redefine our academic processes and focus, and so that there is a continuous improvement further. So it is good to put numbers. This is just a sample, and discussing with the parents and the students who join the program and the faculty opinion, we can arrive at suitable numbers, and then try to see whether we are reaching the target or we need to focus on certain components. So now I just 2 minutes on the Bloom's taxonomy, because a lot of efforts goes into Bloom's taxonomy and the AICT examination reforms, and in general, we try to address the Bloom's taxonomy as well. So now let us look at it. We are all aware that we have 6 levels, the 6 taxonomy levels, and they are given by the remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. So this we are aware of. And if we look at the program outcomes defined by NBA, we have apply, knowledge, problem analysis, design, conduct investigation, and so on. We have 12 program outcomes, and we have 6 taxonomy levels. Now here I again look for an answer. Can we look at a program outcome 1, that is apply knowledge, and can we compare it with the Bloom's taxonomy level and see do we have apply knowledge present in the Bloom's level? Can I have an answer?
Yes, ma'am. Apply is the level.
Yes. So program outcome 1 and apply knowledge. So Bloom's level 3 is addressed. Similarly, if we look at analyze is Bloom's level 4. How about design? Program outcome 3 is design development of solution. Can I map it to any Bloom's level?
Create, ma'am.
Very good. So it gets mapped to create. And the next program outcome, conduct investigation. How about
Analyze.
conduct investigation? Analyze, we have already mapped.
Evaluate.
Evaluate. Very good. Very good. See now, by just observing the program outcomes and looking at the Bloom's taxonomy level, we find that the first 4 program outcomes defined by NBA are aligned to the Bloom's level. Bloom's level 3, 4, 6, and 5. And as I mentioned in the beginning, NBA has defined the program outcomes for global acceptance. And hence, but it's also interesting to note that nowhere in the NBA SAR or in the manual, anywhere we will find the word Bloom's taxonomy. we do not find the word Bloom's taxonomy at all in the NBA SAR. Can we have an answer? Why is it that we do not have an explicit reference to any of the taxonomy levels in the accreditation document?
Because they are already covered under POs.
Very good, very good. So, if we focus our whole engineering education is focused only on developing the 12 program outcomes defined by NBA, and as we have seen, if we focus on developing the program outcomes defined by NBA, we are also taking care of the Bloom's taxonomy levels, and it is very clearly included through the POs, and hence there is no need to put any extra effort in trying to map any question paper or any course outcome in addition to taxonomy. The reason I include it is we still find this practice of uh, uh, engaging in mapping to taxonomy level and then to the program outcomes. And another point that comes here is the first two Bloom's level, remember and understand, are not explicitly included. The reason is engineering education has to become application of knowledge. The focus is not on remember and understand. And of course, only when we remember and understand, we'll be able to apply knowledge. Only when we remember, understand, and apply, we'll be able to analyze. So every higher Bloom's level includes all other previous levels. So it's the practice to map to the highest level. For example, if I map something to design, I cannot do design unless I remember, understand, I apply knowledge, engage in analysis. Only then I'll be able to perform design. So this discussion is only to say that we have to focus only on developing the program outcomes defined by NBA, and NBA has included the required Bloom's level through the outcomes. So this was a mapping that you have yourself said, and that is what we have here. So now NBA has also defined additional outcomes. If you see here, we have 12 outcomes. We have only the first 4. Maybe I can also use modern tool for apply, etc. So I have the knowledge component, and NBA has emphasized the need to go beyond knowledge, and so skills and attitude are also to be addressed through our teaching learning process. Only then we are developing the essential global attributes in our students. So we have seen outcome-based education, the program outcomes, and the Bloom's taxonomy level. So now what we saw is we saw that outcome-based education is extremely important. The whole country, because we are member of the Washington Accord, and we have also seen that the program outcomes defined by NBA becomes a bigger set of attributes, bigger than the Bloom's taxonomy level. So education focuses only on developing the outcomes defined by NBA. So, and now with the NEP, what is it? What is expected? It's again a bigger set. In the sense, here we are looking at holistic. The few attributes that are emphasized is we are looking at a holistic development. We are looking at in a multidisciplinary environment. So what this slide is to tell that Bloom's taxonomy was already covered through the program outcomes defined by NBA. And the reason is sometimes I hear faculty engage in a conversation telling that we have put so much efforts in understanding outcome-based education, we have embraced outcome-based education, and now we need to shift towards national education policy. No, it is not that NEP is completely in a different path. It is just small additional changes in the teaching process or in the assessment, a small initiatives in the on campus that is going to give the benefit of NEP to our students. And this happens significantly through faculty contribution, and hence the NEP is something that sits above the program outcomes defined by NBA. They are not two disjoint components. Both are together, and as I mentioned, NEP is included in the accreditation criteria of the SAR. Especially with explicit reference, it's mentioned in the SAR of the second cycle for undergraduate programs, and hence they are all together. It is not that we stop practicing outcome-based education because we have to go to NEP. Definitely not. We continue OBE and we bring in certain additional changes. So now let us see what is this national education policy. Again, I'm sure all the faculty have gone through the document. Any idea of what is the length of the document? What is the size of the document? How many pages it is? The national education policy.
Rough estimate, maybe 200 pages, I think. I'm not sure.
Okay, good, sir. Rough estimate, you said yes, that's nice. Any other guesses? Any other guess? It is, you can just go through. It is available.
66 pages, no?
Yes, 65, 66 pages. That is the right answer. It's around 65 pages, 66 pages. And it was released in 2020 by MHRD. It's a document available for public access. Of course, the rough guess that the professor mentioned, he was also right in a sense, because the initial document that came was around 450 pages, and then the final version is only 66 pages. And out of the 66 pages, the number of pages dedicated for higher education is even less than 66 pages. So around 20 to 25 pages. So but it is so well written, and it is developed by experts, academic and others who mean and contribute to the education system of the country. And so if we start reading the document, and if we try to reduce it, let us say I want to present the national education policy in 10 minutes. It's just not possible, because every word has been put with so much of thought and such experts that I will be doing an injustice to the process. But still, I put my efforts in trying to put my little understanding of the NEP. And it is good to just read and reread it, and then take any sentence that we like, and then start thinking, how can I change as a teacher in my classroom? If we think in that direction, then I think the government initiative is a complete success, because all initiatives are good, but unless it gets implemented for the students by the faculty, then we will not be able to see the benefit of the NEP. Of course, MHRD has been renamed to Ministry of Education. So this is the NEP, only 66 pages, and the component for higher education is even less. So we can all read it. And as I mentioned, it's not right to give us brief extract. And in addition to releasing the document, the government itself came out with lot of webinars, series of webinars and debates were organized. And today it is not a document by the government for it is like all of us are part of the document, in the sense in the initial stages of preparation, the draft was open for public, for anybody to comment and contribute the suggestions. So all of us have given our suggestions, all of us have listened, and so we own this document. It is for the for seeing a complete new transition in the education across all school, right from school to higher education, and our focus is on higher education. So we own it. Because we are also part of the various deliberations that have happened at various stages during the making of this document. And after making, so the AICT conducted a series of webinars. Again, it was open for feedback and comments. So now, given the emphasis of this NEP, and I'm just going to list a few features I thought I can put it. But as I mentioned, the document has to be read as a whole, and it is not correct to come out with the salient features. But let's try to do something. So now I'm sure we have heard of this academic bank of credit. This is one of the features, features of the NEP. So wherein a student can start earning the credits, and so he can quit the program at a time and come back into the program anytime. So this is a very nice policy there, in the sense, if I recollect, in the earlier rigid system that we had, in the earlier engineering education system that we had, it may happen that a student, because of certain reasons, he's forced to quit the program in between, and then in the end, maybe he has come to the third year of his engineering, and then he quits, and then finally he has learned, he has gained almost 70-80% of the knowledge of the engineering program, but because he did not complete the course, his degree becomes only +2, only 12. So this option of entry and multi-exit policy helps address that small set of students who may not be able to complete the program. Of course, for this to get implemented, we need to have initiatives at the national level. Already this is implemented by an institution, the nearest in Itanagar, wherein they do have the multiple entry and the multiple exit already implemented. So, and this also has to happen with maybe we can also look at it happens through the national level activity, or at the state government. And next, there is one more. If we look at another emphasis that NEP is looking at, they are looking at large. The higher education institutions shall transform into large multidisciplinary universities, uh, wherein each of them will have around 3,000 students, is what the document says. And I think we in engineering colleges, even though we are not an institute, we are not a university, although we are affiliated to a college, most of us have more than 3,000 students. So, but here, if you look, the emphasis is on multidisciplinary universities and clusters or knowledge hubs. And this is something that happens, that can happen when two or more institutions collaborate together and try to engage in a form of faculty exchange. That is why I had put the program outcomes of other programs as well, to see that number of outcomes are common for different programs. And this is something that cannot be done by single institution, and there is a need to collaborate with other institutions in the region. So this is what is aimed at by the NEP. And if we look at another sentence in the NEP, it says that single stream higher education institutions will be phased out. What it means is we will not have an institution which will offer only engineering degrees, or a single degree, and they'll all eventually become vibrant multidisciplinary institutions. So once again, if we see, the emphasis is on multidisciplinary institutions and the clusters, and of course they're also looking at full academic and administrative autonomy. And if you look at the time frame here, the government expects the whole NEP to be really in complete phase and for us to see the benefits, it's going to be 2040. So it's a realistic to give a time of such a long time to actually see this uh, uh, single stream institutions getting phased out and have the collaboration and HEI clusters. But does it mean that 2040 is far away and hence that we cannot do anything in the initial stage? Let us see what we can do now immediately as faculty in an engineering college so that our students will be able to get the benefit of the skills that are expected in the through the NEP. So the emphasis once again is on multidisciplinary component. Though they are looking at multidisciplinary institutions, we can try to develop certain multidisciplinary skills in our students. And there is another decision a college has to make, and it says that the every institution can decide and or orient themselves towards deciding whether they would like to be research intensive or teaching intensive. Of course, it's extremely difficult to make a decision and align towards one component because we do recognize that they both go together and we need research as well as teaching. But yes, this is also emphasized. So an institution can decide that okay, we focus our on teaching, or we focus on research. So this is one component an institution can decide, but it's difficult to decide. Or of course, an institution may decide to give equal emphasis to both. This is purely an institutional policy, and the faculty can contribute based on the institutional policy. And once again, there is an emphasis on an institution being multidisciplinary in the sense that it will offer undergraduate and graduate programs with teaching, research, and community engagement. So we are looking at contribution to the community is also emphasized. So repeatedly, if you see the word multidisciplinary, then I thought, okay, let's see where is multidisciplinary. What is that we can do in a college or in a department? So this is something that happens, and most engineering colleges have a recognized research center. They also have undergraduate and postgraduate components being offered, and hence there is just a requirement to ensure that we make the engineering education multidisciplinary. This is there is again an emphasis or opportunity that exists for institutions to explore offering ODL, that is open distance learning. So a lot of courses that come up in the online mode. So institutions, if they have the provision, they can explore offering programs in an online mode, purely online mode. So students who register to the college is fine, but then when we come out with successful programs, these ODL courses can be open to students from any other college. For example, IIT Bombay is giving a BSc degree completely online, and students from any institution can take up the course. So this is an opportunity that exists for institutions to explore, and again it's for the institution to decide if they would like to explore in this component.
Madam, can I
yes,
interrupt, madam?
yes, sir, yes.
Yeah, madam, you talked about IIT Bombay offering that BSc course or a BSc program, am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But is there a possibility even to offer specialized courses like this via distance, or it should be a program?
You can the VTU guidelines specifies it. We can look at 1 year 1 year program or a diploma program, 3 year BSc program. Anything we can explore, sir. Like MBA or MBA program also can be given. IIM Bangalore gives the MBA program. Of course, I mean here, and coming to the BSc program that IIT Madras is offering. I have my student and my faculty colleague. Both of them are doing the BSc.
Now that AI and ML program, data science related.
Data science program, yes.
Correct.
And so I think even we can offer, we can explore offering a diploma in AI/ML 1-year course. We can explore that.
Correct. But that sentence here is can develop high quality online courses is also there. Can it be
Yes.
specialized, say, some courses related to some 4 credits or something like 2 courses related to some 10 credits kind of a thing? Or it should be a structured program like 1-year diploma with 2 semesters, all those things?
So it's purely an institutional policy, sir. I would look at we can probably, like with internships becoming compulsory. Today we have the requirement that every engineering student should complete around 16 I think 16 weeks of internship by the time he graduates. And giving a diploma or a degree is different, but we can also look at 2-week, 4-week internship as an immediate solution, wherein we share our knowledge with students from other institutions. This is one possibility. And what is the purpose of doing? Again, is something that we have to think, whether we want to do it for a social cause, we want to share knowledge, or whether we want to do it for revenue generation. It all depends on the institutional policy.
But can it be credit based also? That can be added to the overall credit, or it just goes
credit? Credit, whether it can be added to the credit is something, again, it depends on the type of the institution. If it's a university, they have complete freedom. But if you are affiliated to VTU, then credit, under credit we have the BE honors program. So the student has to do 18 credits and he gets a BE honors program. There's also a minors program that happens. A student can take up additional 18 credits. Like for example, this is something I have seen in few institutions they have implemented. A student joins a telecommunication engineering program, and in addition, he will do 18 credits from, say, computer science program. So because the student takes additional 18 credits from the computer science, when he graduates, he will have a BE in telecommunication engineering and a minor in computer science. So this is an option that VTU has provided, and autonomous institutions can explore. Even other non-autonomous institutions can explore and guide the students in taking up the relevant courses, so that today, of course, it is sad to see that a lot of students are joining all computer science related programs, but the core engineering disciplines are equally required for the nation, and hence I would look at every core engineering program student, every student from civil engineering, mechanical engineering, or the electrical engineering, to do 4 to 5 courses in any other domain when he graduates. It could be online, it could be through the additional courses that the college offers, but we have to give that multidisciplinary component through the policies of the institution. This is what I feel like.
Nothing well said, madam. That is very important, because somewhere the core engineering branches, especially manufacturing kind of a thing, is,
yes, sir. And another thing is, today I can pick up any engineering student. I can pick up an electronics engineering student. I can pick up an electrical engineering student. Give some 3 to 6 months of additional training, and I can make him an expert in computer science. I cannot do the reverse. We cannot take a computer science engineering student and make them a mechanical engineer or an electrical engineer. So let's give this computing skill, additional skill, to every engineering discipline. Let's focus. Let's orient our small institutional policies in that direction.
Thank you, madam. Well said. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So this is it. And internships, if you see here, I mean, just because we have engaged in a discussion, there are so many industries offering internships for the students. Can we also explore, as institutions, engineering colleges, can we explore offering certain internships for the students, so that we are contributing to internship, and also making it open for students from other institutions as well. So another component that is emphasized is internationalization. And this, I think, already exists. At least, I mean, right now, the focus is on getting students join our programs. And this comes through the policies of the government, the institution. And but in addition, every institution can explore collaboration for faculty exchange, student exchange. Credit transfer, of course, it may not be possible immediately, but we can definitely explore internship, students going on internship to other institution.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
NEP with the ABC and other things, it gives a lot of freedom to the universities and autonomous institutions. The freedom given to affiliated institutions are very limited. In fact, we cannot add any credit to the ABC also. We are purely dependent on the affiliating university. So what best can we take off from NEP, ma'am?
Yes, madam. We'll come to that. It's yes, and let me tell you, I mean, affiliated institutions may think that autonomous institutions have a lot of freedom, and they have autonomy, and autonomous institutions may think that universities have greater freedom. But let me give a small example. If I pick up an curriculum from an autonomous college, or from an affiliated college, or from a university in India or university abroad, and if I take a course like, say, control systems, or if I take a course like, say, digital signal processing, these are core courses which will not go, no matter what academic or administrative autonomy an institution has. And if we compare the syllabus of curriculum of an affiliated institution and an autonomous institution, there is not much difference, because we are all governed, or we like to take the good courses and good content that has been developed by the AICT model curriculum. Today, the AICT model curriculum exists for most of the undergraduate engineering programs. Recently, they have defined for AIML, and they have also defined specific courses in the trust areas. Now, why I'm telling this is affiliated or autonomous, the curriculum is going to be significantly similar. Similarly, even for a university. And so let us realize that even if we have the freedom, because the guidelines are so well defined, there is not much difference as far as curriculum is concerned. So since curriculum is going to be similar, let us see what we can do to enhance the skills of our students given the NEP framework. There are initiatives that can be taken at the individual level, at the department level, or at the faculty level. We will look into that. The example on signals and systems, or DSP or control systems, I give only to tell that freedom, academic freedom, will not see a core course being removed from the curriculum. So let's realize that we are all similar, no matter what type of institution we are working for.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, similar. If you look at the program outcomes defined by NBA, they are identical. Whether you are affiliated or autonomous, program outcomes are identical. Curriculum is going to be very similar, because we want our students to qualify GATE at the end of the course. So we are going to put the GATE syllabus. GATE syllabus is put by AICT. AICT includes GATE, or GATE has taken from GATE. We do not look into that. But GATE syllabus is included by VTU, and all colleges is included. So there cannot be significant difference in the curriculum of one institution to another. And yes, so internationalization, this is something that can be explored at an individual level. Faculty can explore certain opportunities, or at the student level. So now this is another component uh, emphasized in the NEP, and it is a wonderful initiative. If you look here, support to school education. So what it says is, in addition to teaching and research, institutions need to engage in community service, support other institutions, and support school education. So this is something all of us can do, whether we are affiliated or autonomous. It does not matter. Is it possible that, okay, every engineering college will identify one school and try to associate with one school? Or we can also look at every department associating with one school. And how do we associate with the school? One possibility is to go and donate in cash, or donate some books and bags and stationery. That is one possible support. Another possible support is to help in developing content, develop content, teaching modules, course modules for their courses, so that we contribute to their learning process. So this is something that our students can engage in. And when they engage in this initiative, what happens? It helps our students in so many ways. We'll all realize that our students also have to earn around 100 activity points when they graduate. And the first activity point emphasized by AICTE is support to school education. So they're all connected. AICTE, NEP, accreditation, whatever we look at, contribution to society, community, and associating with the school. And if we can really take it one, I have seen, we have some colleges in Karnataka where they offer free help the students in taking up competitive exam, the CET, for example. So these are certain initiatives every institution can plan. And I also feel that at a department level, we can think of, if possible. Otherwise, just at the college level, identify and do. And so when a student engages in it, it also helps him earn the required 20 points he can earn through this initiative. He's going to develop videos for physics, science, mathematics of high school, or he can also associate in the co-curricular and extracurricular activities of the school. So this is one important component every institution or every department can take up. And we are already doing such initiatives, but the NEP gives us a structured framework for taking this initiative forward. And this is something I put again. So now let us see how we can put this, because multidisciplinary is a component that is repeatedly being emphasized by the NEP. So let us see how we can put it into our curriculum. So we can explore this at the department level, or at the 2-3 departments can collaborate together and try to see whether we can come out with some multidisciplinary initiatives, or college can come out with a policy of how to bring in the multidisciplinary. And because tomorrow we are looking at our students working in an organization, and every industry requires different engineers. So I think few years from now, we will just have an engineering degree. We will not have a mechanical engineering degree or a civil engineering degree. It's going to be an engineering degree with the specialization in certain domain. So, and if we read the NEP again, there is a lot of emphasis on other domains as well. So now if we look at, there is emphasis on literature, music, philosophy, theater, and these are some of the domains. Now, do we have it in our curriculum? And the answer is yes. We do have mathematics, we do have science, and we have a little bit of language in our curriculum. But the emphasis, the NEP structure is that we need to have these departments in the institution. I mean, is it possible that eventually we can create, say, a humanities department in the college, can we also explore? I mean, few years from now, like if you look at dance, music, theater, art, all these are present on campus. We every engineering college, if we look at, will have a dance group, a music group, an art group, a language group, maybe a group Kannada, a group of students who are associated with Kannada. So these are initiatives present on campus. What does the NEP look at? Now, what will happen is, if we will all realize that we have students joining engineering program. Like I have some students who are extremely good in sports. They have a passion for sports and they will participate in every event. They're good cricket players, table tennis, anything. So they have that. We have some students who have passion for music. They are spent 10 to 12 years in gaining the experience in music, and then they are also our engineering students. So then often they come across how to balance the time. Now what NEP says is, uh, institutions should encourage it. And today, if you look at the elective, we have an electives in our curriculum, and student may participate in co-curricular, extracurricular activities. But NEP looks at eventually, I mean, few years from now, say 5, 6 years from now, can I have an open elective from music? Can I have a more open elective from theater? This is something so that we have a department, or we have an experienced faculty, or because we have collaborated with an institution in the region and we have identified one or two faculty who will come and mentor our dance team in the college or the music team in the college. And I can give an open elective, or he can take. So what happens is, the student who has a passion for music or sports uh, is able to pursue his passion, also pursue his engineering program, and he also gets credit. This is future plan, and I'm sure, given the initiatives that VTU has taken, I'm sure this will happen very soon in the next revision of the VTU scheme. But as of now, the VTU has evolved, and the opportunities that exist through the internal assessment has lot of opportunity for including small benefits from the NEP into the curriculum. So it's good to have vibrant co-curricular, extracurricular groups on campus, and we should see whether we can bring them into the curriculum. We will see that. So this is something that is possible both at department level and at the college level. And here another emphasis is, there is holistic education is another parameter that is emphasized in the NEP. And what we mean by holistic education is an overall development of the student. Today we need to acknowledge that we have developed our students, we have focused on giving them the knowledge, but there are students definitely do lack on certain skills. And I think the emotional quotient is something I will put on higher priority. We need to focus and try to develop the emotional component in our student, and because that becomes extremely essential for a successful life ahead. So this is another component that we can look at. And this is experiential. If we look at NEP, there is another emphasis on experiential learning. So what it means by experiential learning this is purely in the hands of the faculty. I can take the students through an experiential learning. For example, if I want to teach, say 4-year series. I mean, this is an example I take often because I do it. Recently, I have started this method of teaching Earlier, when I used to teach 4-year series, I used to put that summation 0 to infinity, put that equation, derive it, and make students do a problem. So take a problem and he'll integrate, get some constants and do it. Mathematics fills half an hour of effort, 4-5 pages of effort, and he has some equations in front, and the student does not appreciate 4-year series at the end. But when I want to take the same 4-year series through experiential learning, I take an adder. I take an, if it is circuit simulation, I take an operational amplifier adder, keep adding a sine wave, another sine wave, another sine wave, with frequency and amplitude as defined by 4-year series. He adds and he sees for himself that addition leads to a square wave. Similarly, I make him add sine waves with harmonics and amplitudes, and the joy that the student, this is something that experience, and he adds few sine waves, 4 or 5 components. When he adds, he was surprised that he got a half wave rectified, full wave rectified. So what has happened here is, I'm taking the student through the experience of adding sine waves to see that it results in a square wave. Or when I change certain frequency and amplitude, it just results in a half wave rectified, full wave rectified waveform. So I take the student through this process and then introduce him or her to the theory. So this is something, just an example of 4-year series I'm giving, but most engineering concepts, most concepts can be supported by a lab and a lab experience before introducing the theory. If this is completely in the hands of the faculty to design the experience, and it does not depend on what type of institution we are affiliated with. So experiential learning is something that we need to go into. And there is one more component that is emphasized in the same 12.2, and it is move away from high stake examination towards continuous and comprehensive exam. So this examination reform is another emphasis that is clearly included in the NEP. And what we mean by here is, if you look at here, I think there is a need to look at the examination manual, or we need to look at least can I conduct my internal assessment, say a lab internal assessment, can I conduct it open book? Can I allow the student to carry the lab record to the lab exam? Can we explore in 1 or 2 courses? Can I explore in the VTU has given around 20 marks of internal assessment by the faculty. Beyond the internals, like assignment and other assessments, 20 marks is given. In that 20 marks of the internal, can I give an open book activity, or a project activity, or something like a hackathon? Like today we see a problem definition and students solving it 24 hours, 48 hours. So can we explore that? Can I also look at giving a sheet of formulae to the student, so that I list all, say the course has some 20 formulae, I put all the formulae and give it as a sheet for reference to the examination hall. So student has to just apply knowledge. It is we faculty who can do these small initiatives, even if we are affiliated to an institution. So exam reform and experiential learning are 2 immediate steps that we can think of. And yes, this I think we have already discussed. All these clubs exist, and if we see, each of these groups can have faculty mentors, and that can be integrated into the curriculum. This is what we have seen. This is what is suggested by the NEP. And as mentioned, the exam reforms is extremely important. And today, in the lab experience, if we look at the lab component, can we answer for ourselves how much of change has happened in the lab? For example, if I pick up an analog electronics lab record this year, if I pick up the analog electronics lab record 5 years ago, how much changes do I find? What changes will I find in the lab record? Can I have any answer?
0.
0. If it is 0, I know it is 0. And thank you for having the courage to tell it is 0. Then we have not even implemented outcome-based education. We need to relook into that. I pick up a record this year, I pick up a record 5 years ago, and I'm looking forward to change and experiment. I'm looking forward to the way the lab record is written. Maybe a handwritten record replaced by a typed record. Maybe I allow students to include a photograph of the result taken and put into the record. I mean, there is so much of because communication skill we are speaking about. We are speaking about the art of documentation. Can I have students type in the equations, so we introduce them? So much can happen in the way the record is written, and of course how the way the lab is conducted. So let's give a serious look into that. Otherwise, like how OBE comes, course outcomes are defined, we do the mapping, we do the computation. But if all of us actual OBE happens only if we change our teaching method or we change our assessment method. So let's look at one or two courses, at least in that 10-20 marks of VTU, where the faculty VTU has given the faculty freedom from the conventional written exam is 30 marks. The other 20 marks, let us explore some innovation in implementing the lab or implementing the type of question. Open book assessment, not for the regular exam. SCE, I want it to be closed book only. The internal written exam is also closed book, but at least we can supply the formula sheet to the student, at least for internal. A lot of freedom is possible in the lab component. We can explore. And VTU has integrated the theory and the lab. And in this integration, are we really integrating in a question paper is something we need to think. So now we have another 5. We look at the curriculum. So curriculum exists, and we need to see how we can embrace the benefits of NEP and not wait for so long for government and guidelines to come. We can start off because NEP is a public document. It's available for all of us to read, and we can start implementing it because we believe in it and we know it is beneficial to our students. So if it's a tier 1 institution, we can try 2 components: multidisciplinary environment and holistic development. And similarly, even the tier 2 institutions can look at it. If you look at it, we are aware of this is the typical credit distribution. We have the basic science, the engineering science, and all this AICT model and the VTU distribution are very similar. They differ in just 1 or 2 components. Otherwise, the credit allocation is very similar. And the percentage. And now let us look at it. Now, why I put this again, there's a misconception because we do come across some faculty telling we are losing out on a core because of NEP. It's a misconception. We are not losing out on the core. The core continues to occupy the significant component of our curriculum. The program core and the program elective are both significant, and we are not trying to do any changes in this. Of course, we can introduce changes in our the way we teach, the way we assess, the type of questions that we do, that we can change. But here there is no attempt. The core is not getting affected because of the NEP. So this is something I would like to emphasize, because there's a misconception that the NEP is going to seriously affect the core competency of a student. Now we have the basic science, the engineering science. We have the open electives. In these open electives, we can explore. I mean, autonomous institutions can think of introducing courses from the law, science, management, and programming in the open elective if possible. Affiliated institutions can also guide the students to take, or you can offer a set of 3-4 courses in addition beyond curriculum, because curriculum is only 160 credits. You can offer 3 to 4 courses in learn, so that we are giving the student additional learning in this component. Project and seminar is another significant component. We'll just look at it. And then we have the humanities component already present in the curriculum. Humanities include courses like Constitution of India, Professional Ethics. We have management, IPR, but it's unfortunately taught by engineering faculty. If it is taught by a faculty from the law college, then I think the amount of learning that happens is going to improve. And of course, we can have this non-credit courses as part of the curriculum. Autonomous institutions can explore. Otherwise, affiliated institutions can try to see that there is a college policy wherein every student is affiliated, is associated with at least one activity every semester. So if this slide is to show that the AICT curriculum already has enough scope for a multidisciplinary component. AICT model curriculum also has this opportunity for non-credit mandatory course. BTU has included the non-credit course and in its scheme. So affiliated or autonomous, we can look into this, and we can look around, associate with neighboring institutions, the law college, for example, or a management faculty, or the science group, and see that we develop, we ensure that there is a holistic development of our students. Professional core, as I mentioned, we have to focus on professional core, and the aim should be that every student of a program should take GATE. That college has to come out with the policy. Of course, I've not seen that happen. Even we have not emphasized our students to take GATE, but if we can come out with this policy that every student has to take GATE, and he should be able to get a reasonable score and say he gets a good rank, that it means our teaching learning process is very good. And remember, this should happen because of our teaching, the type of questions we ask in our internals, and not because of getting any additional support beyond curriculum. The professional core has to be focused on the student takes GATE, he passes GATE, because our teaching learning of the core courses is so good. This is how we need to aim towards that. A basic science, of course, we have enough courses, and it is offered by the faculty. Here also, the NEP looks at, if I have a physics course being taught, the physics department should offer an undergraduate, postgraduate, and a PhD. This is what NEP looks at. So I'm sure it exists. Otherwise, we can explore. The humanities component, we have significant courses in the curriculum under the humanities, but we can explore certain courses being offered from the law college or from the MBA program, and we can also look at certain courses being offered by the industry expert. So the existing curriculum itself has the multidisciplinary opportunity. And since we want our students to be good when they graduate, we can offer a set of 3 or 4 courses. The institution can do it. Give them a small degree or a minor degree. If not a degree, give some certification. Give them 4 courses in AI. Give them 4 to 5 courses in data science, and let them carry an additional certificate, or definitely the knowledge in any of these thrust areas. The syllabus is defined by AICTE, and we can explore it through the curriculum or beyond the curriculum, because we want our students to have the required skills that the government has identified. If it is possible to structure the electives in this manner, it becomes within the curriculum, and student can take up all courses from data science if he wants, or all courses from AI if he wants. He can also, there will be some students who have passion for science or mathematics. The open electives shall provide this opportunity as well. It can be through curriculum or activity beyond curriculum. Now, AICT activity points is something an initiative by the government and also emphasized by VTU. And if implemented in the real sense, as listed in the document, then I think we are definitely looking at a holistic development. For example, school I have already mentioned. Can we look at a nearby village and look at enhancing the income of certain uh, group of people in the village is one option. At the end of first year, students doing an activity with an NGO and associating with the societal activity, and eventually coming out with a project to help them. We will help them get not only these activity points but also apply their knowledge. We can look at tourism. Can we look at students making some promotional video for travel recommendations? Tourism is associated with food and region. So can we explore students promoting the significant the local custom, the local uh, festival, etc. So through this component, we can look at students coming out with making videos of their hometown, their region, or even the recipes. So like this, if you look at each of these components that is emphasized here in the AICT activity points, if the institution has a good structure of implementing them, it helps getting AICT activity points and also leads to holistic development of a student. And groups we have anyway discussed. The non-credit mandatory course, as I mentioned, let us explore that we have at least one every semester and guide them so that once again we have a holistic development of our student. Just one point with regard to the project. We do have students doing the project, and can we explore, I mean, within the system that we exist, we have project in the curriculum. Project is implemented, evaluated, they get a mark, and then they graduate. But can I associate with the student from an MBA program or a student from the law college? Can we come out, because keeping the NEP in mind, can we explore where the association of the student project with the MBA student will help transform it to a business model, and the association with the law student will help check the legal aspects of the business model. And so that this is not actually converting it to a implementable, it is just on paper, it's just the process. So if we initiate this, what happens is when the student graduates, he is going to have a friend from the MBA program, a friend from the law course, and it is going to nurture a bond that at least few of them, when they really become entrepreneurs, it is going to help them. Otherwise, they are initiated to the process of talking. Otherwise, engineering students can talk only with another engineering student. Communicating the idea to other program specialized people is another required strength. And here I would emphasize this whole concept that I'm telling now is emphasized by the IEEE body, Technology Engineering Management Society. So I would encourage that colleges explore at the college level, starting the temps society, so that there is the holistic associate development of the student through the campus ambience, where we have engineering students, the management students, all work together for a goal. I think ability enhancement courses is another good initiative by the uh, university, which helps enhance the. Of course, this we have already emphasized. So we have to see that every student takes at least one of the and let us see that as an institutional policy, every student should complete minimum 2 courses by the time he graduates, and these MOOCs need not be from engineering. It can be from humanities or from any other. I think so. To summarize, I will tell small steps from faculty is possible given the NEP framework, and at the college and department and college level, additional initiatives can happen, and that leads to a holistic development of the student. And I would like to emphasize, please let us prepare our students. We have focused unduly on the knowledge component, and campus ambience gives other skills, but certain the art of negotiation and the emotional component also needs to be emphasized. I think with this, I will. And any questions? I have taken a little extra time.
Any questions from the audience?
Anyway, madam, that was a wonderful exposition, madam. Thank you so much. That was really very, very nice.
Thank you, sir.
So, okay, so we have come to the end of the program. Thank you, ma'am. You have given a very, very clear view of what is OBE, how the Bloom's taxonomy is mapped to the POs, and how the Bloom's taxonomy, POs, and other things fall inside the NEP, how to trash away the fears of NEP, and what are the possibilities we can do with NEP, how we can give the students a better exposure with the help of the NEP and other things. Thank you so much, ma'am. We will look forward for many such interactions. The program was not one way. We had a very interesting interactions also. Thank you, Nahendra sir, for being very interactive with us during the session. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you for arranging a wonderful talk. Thanks, madam, once again for a very, very enlightening exposition. Lots of thoughts were shared. I think we have to now brood over them and then put it into practice. I'm sure, I think whatever you have suggested in a very simplistic and lucid way are implementable, and we can add value to the overall educational system. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for summarizing it so well, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all the participants for joining us. Thank you.
I quit, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ha, ha, ha. Should I do it?